Hello everyone. Okay, so we are going to be, giving you a little review of the 718, just the normal version, not the S. And it is a manual, so it's a bit of a dying breed. And it's a great car. It's got a couple setbacks, which we'll explain later, but in terms of driving wise, it is a wonderful, wonderful car to drive. There are a couple issues though, but we wanted to give a review of just the base 718 because there's so many out there of the GTS and the S, and I think this little guy deserves a review. So enjoy, and we will tell you more about the car later. Hello everyone. Okay, we are in the base 718 Boxer, and we wanted to give a little review of this car because, like we said earlier, there's a lot of just videos and reviews of the higher end Porsches, and the truth is, this model sells a lot in both Cayman form and the Boxer form, and not a lot of people give reviews. So this is a stick. It doesn't have PASM, it just has the standard, just standard suspension. Doesn't have any upgraded brakes. The brakes on this car are phenomenal. I can tell you the initial bite is better than what you feel from, let's say, an M3 with the competition pack. I know that because I've driven both cars, and they're just an initial bite factor with these pads, and Porsche just always does a phenomenal job with their pads and their braking system. And the car is zippy, it's fun. A couple drawbacks I have for this car is that with the original Cayman coming out back in 05, 06, they still never solved this problem where your quarter panel is, and when you turn to, like, let's say, make a lane change, you really can't see anything over here. And if there's someone in the car, God bless you, it's kind of like Russian roulette. So that's one of my biggest complaints. The other issue is I always felt that the motor in this car, while it is phenomenal, we've done a couple drag races with it against an M3 competition pack with manual, and off the line it's sometimes beating the M3 to 60 miles an hour. It loses some of its oomph, as you could say, after 60. But the car is, for just being a flat 4 engine turbocharged, it's great. You feel a lot of lag, especially around city driving. You will feel the lag. If you're at the track, I don't think you'll feel it because you'll be in the rev band range. But that lag kicks in at 2,500. It's kind of fun. But once again, I always felt that this car should have had the same motor that went into the Carreras. I think a flat 6 would have done it a lot more justice, especially with a twin turbo. The single turbo, I don't think it gives it the power delivery that you want. So that's it. And if you have one, enjoy it. It's a great car. It's great to drive around town. If you have the PDK with the Sport Chrono, I highly recommend to spec those two options. I do love manuals, don't get me wrong. I think they're phenomenal. I love the manual gearbox in this car. But if you do get this car, also get it with the available sport button, because you get a little bit more thrust, a little bit more RPM sensitivity. But if you can spec, if you want maximum performance, I would definitely get the Sport Chrono with the PDK. You're talking about a car that will do 0 to 60 in 4 seconds flat, about 4.2. So it saves you a lot of time off the standard manual, and it's just going to be a lot quicker, and it'll be easier to drive around town if you live in a place like LA. Now, if you're like in Kentucky, Texas, or if this is going to be your weekend car, get the manual. You're going to be equally as satisfied, because the manual in this is just a joy. Not a lot of manufacturers, should I say, make a manual gearbox that is this enjoyable. Until next time. Okay, so here's a little in-cam look from driving the 718. This is a fun turn going off this freeway, leading to another one. We're going to be a little undisclosed right now. And the car is very well balanced. Porsche, just regardless of the vehicles, they do such a great job of keeping their cars balanced. They have a certain feel when it comes to turning them. And I apologize if the camera shakes, but welcome to the shitty roads of California. It is a communist state where they tax the shit out of its people, and people like our governor, even the new guy, I don't know his name because he's a douche in my opinion, just raised and increased the gas tax, and yet they have roads worse than Ethiopia and Rwanda. And I need to remind people that Rwanda had a genocide which ended not too long ago in human history. So it is in living memory. And it's very ridiculous that our roads are this bad in America. They should never be this bad. Whoever designed these roads and whoever's the head of Caltrans would get jailed in China. Let's just put it that way, or executed. So back to the car. You know, taking turns, it's wonderful. It's very well balanced. When I compare it to a car like the M3 Compact, there are moments when this car gives you just better feedback. It gives you a certain feel. You know, if you were to blindfold me, I definitely know it's a Porsche, and they just do a great job with that. The brakes, regardless of how hot it gets, I feel that they hold up much better than the BMW. The BMW's brakes, when I compare it to that car, if you don't have the carbon ceramics on the BMW, the stock pads just, they're a little weak, and I'm disappointed that a car that good has such weak pads, but this little guy is great. The 718, the base model, is a wonderful car. If you have one, really enjoy it. You're really just gonna have a wonderful time. I thoroughly enjoy the manual gearbox on this, even in a city like Los Angeles. It's a lot of fun. Yes, you lose some of the finesseness of the PDK, which is just outright alien technology. But the gearbox, they make it really well. There's a mesh here that few manufacturers are able to duplicate these days. There are cars that I've driven in manual that suck, and I hate it. It has to do with the feel. It has to do with the feel with the way the clutch is, then to the synchros of the gearbox. The feel in the Porsche is just always a wonderful treat. The car is well built. Like I said, my biggest complaint is when I try to make a right-hand turn to do a lane change going into the right lanes, it's always been challenging in these cars. They haven't figured out how to fix it in the last 14 years that the car's debuted. And it's zippy and it gets great gas mileage. I know it's kind of funny to have great gas mileage, but we've on our test runs have been averaging anywhere from 27 to 30 miles a gallon, which is phenomenal. And that's it. So if you have one, have a great time. If I were to spec this car, me personally, gearbox, go whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy, but definitely get the PASM. I think even though this has a standard steel suspension, I think the PASM it adds a layer of just finesseness and complexity, a little bit better ride comfort. I think for those of you who like taking those canyon rides and going to the track, I think the PASM just will help you a little bit more. And here's LA traffic, so welcome to it. But yeah, definitely the PASM will help you more. Get the Sport Chrono, especially if you get the PDK. It's going to make your car just as quick as some of those competitors in the $80,000, $90,000 range. And let's see what else you should get. That's pretty much it. I don't think you need to get a whole lot. Oh, and definitely get your Apple CarPlay. It's, it comes in handy in situations like this. So that's our review of the 718. It's a great car. Have fun with it. And if you're looking to get more power, I recommend just getting a Cobb tuning from BBI. The car will get faster and you will notice it. Enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe. Please tell your friends about us, and we will look forward to sharing another video with all of you soon.